This episode is brought to you by Only the Real Entertainment and Media Den Productions. Welcome to Real Hoops. This is episode 41. I got my boy Cam. What they do, fam? What y'all?
Just chilling. Really good weekend. Lakers and Warriors play tonight. That is the main game. We're recording this on a Saturday, late part, but whatever. But Lakers, Warriors, 8:30. Who you got?
I ain't even saying
Steph
this
comes
'cause
back.
you dog. I got
Steph
the
comes
Lakers.
back. He's been out. He sprained his ankle. He's planning on coming back. It looks like he'll be back, so they'll be healthy.
It'll be the same problems that they have always had, and it'll be the reason why I have zero confidence in him winning the first round. Steph will be Steph. Clay has now become a get what you get guy.
Damn.
You're either going to get 17, you might get 27. There's also a chance you might get 7. So you come to the number 2 guy to get what you get from Clay. Podge is a rookie. It could be the lights could be too bright for him. I usually have no problem with Draymond because he's a utility knife. So the bar that I have for Draymond is a lot different from other people. I believe that Wiggins has checked out. I don't know if it's the culture or the fit or if it's just off the court issues because we've seen a lot about it in the media cycle. And I just think the Warriors have always been a bad matchup for the Lakers. They have no answer for AD. I know Draymond is a decoy, but he can't do nothing with him. And I think Russell can get hot. I think this is a Russell game because he used to play for the Warriors, because of all the drama that went on with Dennis Schroeder and Darvin Ham. I think he makes a statement. I'm looking for him to drop 17 plus, maybe even 20 ball. Just because of what's surrounding it, how he's being portrayed in the media. I think Lakers. I think Lakers maybe +5, +6.
Yeah, they 2-point favorites right now. I mean, I don't see the line moving yet, but that shit probably gonna get blown out of the water. Mainly because it's in LA, and LA suffered a terrible loss. Well, I wouldn't say a terrible loss, but more so of like one of those losses where clearly like some people.
You talking about the Kings?
Yeah, like the three dogs didn't show up. Bron looked like he either had an 18. He looked like he either had an 18-hour nap or Savannah have him sleeping in the backyard. AD was doing whatever he does, and then D'Lo was gone. And my whole thing is just, hey, they didn't wake up and the others didn't get played enough. You know what I mean? Spencer Dinwiddie had 19 minutes and he ain't do nothing. And then Austin Reeves, he came out hot. He sat for 6 minutes straight while the Kings started running it up. And then after that, Taurean Prince, he was perfect across the board with scoring, but he only played about like 14 minutes. He should have played more, strangely enough. Rui caught a heater. He ended up sitting out a whole long time until maybe like the last two minutes of the game when the game was already done at that point, even though he was on his way to probably another 30-point game. He was killing. And then Max Christie, he came in, he got a shot.
Yeah.
And he never seen the court again. He probably played like 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Jackson Hayes came in, caught 3 fouls, but who cares about Jackson Hayes? Jackson Hayes getting 3 fouls. You want that energy. You need that height. Yet he comes in, he plays about 7 minutes. And, that's game. So, total mismanagement of personnel. That's how it's going to go. Every single time you're dealing with a coach like Spam. But that's neither here nor there. So.
Man, listen, it just seems like a bad matchup every time that you guys get close. I believe it was a couple seasons ago. that you guys went into multiple overtimes, if my memory serves me correctly. De'Aaron Fox either goes off or Sabonis goes off or they both go off. And I looked at the box score and it wasn't either or. It seemed like a winnable game. But that could be the very turn of it is the coaching. It's very telling that your starting point guard is bringing this information out now. It's very telling that your Lakers fans is calling for your job multiple months throughout the season, even though you won the in-season tournament. It's also very telling that Mr. D'Angelo Russell may not sign back if you are the head coach of the franchise. So what do the Lakers do? How do you feel about D'Lo coming out about Dennis Schroeder, even though you've hinted that throughout previous episodes? How do you feel about what he said? Do you think the timing was right? Do you think he should have said it, shouldn't have said it? How you feel about it?
I don't see me knowing, because this is my field, media is my field. Like, I know that when it comes down to quote unquote timing is everything in media, but then at the same time, timing is in your hands. So who knows when D'Lo gave that interview? For all we know, D'Lo probably gave that interview 3 weeks ago, and then they decided to drop it now because it just got approved. You know what I mean? It could have been anything like that. But with Dennis, I mean, Dennis can feel however you feel, but the way how I look at it is, how did D'Lo know that he couldn't go to Ham? Like
is that a sign of immaturity, or is that a sign of Ham not being approachable?
That sounds to me as though Ham wasn't that open at that time to create that relationship or build that relationship. Think about it. Like, think about you going to a new job, right? You go to a new job and everything's already established at this new job. You're clearly better in this position at the new job, right? But you come to the new job, you ain't coming with no egos, whatever, you cool. And then the boss already has their favorite somebody already at the job. You come over and you just really just want to just
go to work,
put your impact in the job. Like, you know, I think I can contribute this way where we can, you know, build together. I'm not worried about your favorite pet, you know what I mean? I'm not worried about whatever you got going on, but I would at least be able to feel like I can go to my boss and say, "Hey, boss, you know, I got an idea. You know, how about whatever." But if you come into the job and you see the boss and so over there snickering and carrying on, and you come over and you're like, "Hey, boss, what's going on?" And the boss look at you and is like,
cold.
Yeah, all right. Hey, little guy. Hey, my favorite guy. It's like, yeah, like at that point you're gonna look at it and you're gonna be like, oh man, they don't fuck with me. Like, you don't rock with me.
Another thing that was very telling is the film room sessions. Did you see what he said about that?
Yeah, about Brown being quiet. That sounds to me as though it's a team of guys who are looking to be coached, but don't have that specific alpha in them to be coached. Outside of because personally, with AD, I feel as though AD is more so in his feels about not being trusted enough, specifically on the defensive side of the ball, which is crazy. But he said it himself. So at that point, like, you're kind of just, when you're dealing with that for so long, it's either you're going to say something about it or you're just going to just like let him rock.
Go through the motions. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I know that Vogel trusted AD. I know that if somebody,
which is why I won. Well,
yeah, like there's certain people that would trust AD, and now AD can be a lot more vocal. I don't think that AD wasn't vocal before Ham was there. You know what I'm saying? But at that point, it's just like when you got a coach that is admittedly saying, yeah, it's, you know, a lot of times we agree to disagree, and I don't really, you know what I mean? Even down to Ham saying, man, like when we beat the Grizzlies last season in the playoffs, and he was like, yeah, you know, it was just cool, you know, like I just think about all the arguments me and Jenkins used to have when we was under Bud, and you know how like I was trying to drive my point. Just that in my brain, I said, oh, this is a dude that
his way is the only way.
Yeah.
Got it.
You know what I mean? That just gave me all that I needed to know.
That's not gonna bode well, especially when your top guy potentially has the highest IQ in NBA history.
Yeah, yo, when you have your players in the media saying like insinuating that, then yeah, like, and then you have your coach that is pretty much admitting that too, like saying, hey,
With
we
that
had a
very
really good
nasty quote that
film
I saw.
session where, we had some back and forths or whatever. It's like, bro, why? Now you're seeing footage of Darvin Ham listening to players, whatever, and boom, they're winning now. But it's just like that's the type of person he is. So when you think about Dennis coming in, where you have Darvin Ham actually saying, "Yeah, I really like have a lot of love and feelings for Dennis." Like Dennis is like we're talking about a dude that damn near was a big brother to his son, one of his sons. You see what I'm saying? Like he damn near looks like Dennis as a son to him.
Right, right.
So when you got that, and then you got a other dude coming that's like, hey, I got traded here. I'm trying to get in the mix. I'm trying to talk. We trying to win games and do this. And then he's
Right.
over here just like, nah, I got my guy over here. He got it. It's just like, oh no, he don't rock with me. He don't rock with me.
Also very telling that he referenced again. A lot of people won't give him credit. He referenced Draymond calling out Steve Kerr in the film room.
Yeah.
Another high IQ guy.
Yeah.
And he's trying to bring that to the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you not inheriting something that a 4-time champion showed your guy?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
What are you doing?
Exactly. That's that. So when you got that, bro, it's a recipe for disaster. I see it changing a little bit better, but that's what I think about it. I don't think that D'Lo did it out of like
Spite.
pettiness or nothing like that. I think it was real. I think he got there and was not worried about Dennis, and then saw what it was and was like, "Dang, like, all right."
He like Russell's like that. This is a former All-Star. Like,
yeah, I'm gonna back
busy.
up. I'm gonna let you do whatever you got to do. I don't want to step on any toes. I just got here.
Say less.
You know
Give me this ball though. 20 ball. 20 ball. Now you got no choice, or you look stupid.
You know what I mean? Exactly. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what it is with it. So as I said, Lakers, Warriors. I got the Lakers and you got the Lakers, so it is what it is,
Right.
bro.
Right. You said something very telling earlier though.
You said what?
You said something very telling earlier though. I want to get into it.
Yo, listen. Let's talk about something, because you said you wanted to start off with this. You asked me, what am I seeing in the season so far now that we're getting towards the end of the regular season?
Right.
And I told you that I see a lot of fools go in both conferences. Now, first off, why did you want to start off with that?
Because the NBA 2024 playoffs starts Tuesday, April 16th, which is literally a month away. We know March is built for late season surges for the NBA. Certain guys earn their contract in March because certain teams are no longer in playoff contention. So you got a lot of people who playing hard can shock a lot of guys. We got rotations getting tighter, and we got certain things that are coming into light as far as what the team's true identity is. Because you can keep up a facade for 40 games, maybe luckily 50, but around that 65 mark, you kind of get to know which team is going to do what it do when it's time to do what it do. So me being the guy, seeing this, I'm like, I wonder what Cam think. I know majority of the times we agree, but when we disagree, one of us looks crazy, right, and the other one looks like he had no clue. And this is both ways. So I'm like, I wonder what he think. Let me. I'm not even gonna text him this, because sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, we usually text. I sometimes hop on a call and just talk about what we see around the league. But I'm like, no, I'm gonna save this for this pod. What do you see? And he's like, And we started getting into it. I'm like, hold on, wait. Let me bring y'all into the mix. So yeah, this is what we was talking about earlier, just before we started recording the pod. So I'm gonna ask you, bro, on the Eastern Conference, who are the pretenders and who are the contenders?
Good question. I think Boston is a pretender. This has nothing to do with me. This has nothing to do with the Lakers.
I know. We unbiased, both of us.
I think Boston is a pretender. I think Milwaukee is a pretender. I think
Wow.
New York are contenders.
Wow.
I think, and this is going to be crazy when I say this. Well, it's not crazy to me, but it might sound crazy. I think Indiana is contenders.
Wow.
Yeah, I think Indiana are contenders. I think that Cleveland are pretenders. I think the Sixers are see, it's hard with the Sixers. I ain't gonna lie. The Sixers, I feel like the Sixers are playing good ball, but clearly Embiid being out it doesn't look the way how it's supposed to look.
Well, yeah, he's the second. Oh, I mean, he's the second best player in the entire league. So that's gonna hurt.
I actually think that the 76ers is kind of is missing something. But I do think that they're on a path of at least staying there. I don't want to say pretenders or contenders with them, but I don't know. And then and with Miami.
Whoa! Before you get to us, Central Florida, my brother, they're the 5 seed. Orlando.
Contenders.
Okay.
Contenders.
Okay.
Absolutely. Matter of fact, let me pull up these standings. Yes. Orlando are contenders.
Yeah, you said
They're
Celtics,
serious.
Bucks, Cavs. You already went through them. You already went through the Knicks. You went through the Pacers. You just missing the Magic. Bulls and the Hawks. No
Magic
shot.
are contenders. Magic are serious. The Orlando Magic are serious. They're serious.
Okay.
They're serious.
Okay.
I say Boston is pretenders because I don't think that the way how they play is sustainable, and I think they can be easily broken down mentally.
Okay.
I think it's a good team. They can shoot the lights out of the ball when it's going in. We already talked about it last pod. I think that Mazzulla is a top 5 coach to me. Well, it's one of my top 5 coaches right now in the NBA currently. They got the pieces, but I just feel as though they lack a certain edge to them that I think is going to get exposed in the playoffs when things start turning up. Like, I feel as though...
So basically, they ain't got no dogs. Just to summarize.
I think that they have dogs, but these dogs are tamed. I think that Jason, as long as Jason Tatum has been in the game, I think he has more dog in him. But he's been tamed. I don't think that there's anybody on that team that brings that out of him.
I thought Drew would do it.
Huh?
You don't think Drew is somewhat doing it?
Nah. If Drew would have did it, he would have did it already. But no,
You're right.
Drew is not the type of person to do that. Like, there's certain players in the league that do that with other players. Like, Draymond would do that for you. You know what I'm saying? Pat does that with certain players now. He had that seamless ability years ago. It's kind of dying down a little bit now. It could be social media.
It's because he's more of a journeyman now.
Well, I don't even know if it's a journeyman. I just think that maybe it's social media. Social media clown him a lot of times. Before, Pat Bev was really like looked at as a freaking defensive juggernaut. Now, even though he still does what he does, it's not looked at as the same.
Yeah, he's an older guy now. I think he's in his mid-30s, so he's not a young pup.
So it'll work for some people, but I just don't think that it will work universally. But Draymond, True. I think that Draymond has just this uncanny ability to just bring it out of like everybody.
That's calling for a lot of reasons. One, because of where he's from. Number two, he has the resume and accolades for you to want to say, this guy got 4 rings. I should shut up. And a depoy, I should shut up and listen. You know, I feel like with Pat Bev, with some of the new guys, it's just like, all right, bro, you played great defense, but what have you done? Whereas Draymond, you know.
Yeah.
They know the box score doesn't tell the whole story. They know how much ground Draymond covers.
Yeah, he brings it out of you. It's not that many guys that do that. So,
right.
I think they got the dogs. They just have tame dogs. But
okay.
Milwaukee, they just can't defend.
And then
they not only really all these teams that I say are pretenders. I just feel as though they don't have that edge to where, you know, they're just gonna like stick their feet in the mud if things go bad and really just grind it out.
Right.
You know what I mean? In those type of playoff settings, in my mind, like that's the way I look at it. But Indiana, I feel like Indiana's super serious. I think Indiana is not playing games. Like people can say that they don't play defense, whatever. I truly do believe that Indiana has it in their brain that they can go far. Like and just playing in the in-season tournament just made them feel that way even more. And I feel when they get into a playoff setting, whoever they play, they're going to leave it all out on the line.
All right. So my contenders and pretenders: number 1, Celtics is contenders. Number 2, Doc Rivers is their coach, so there will be a pretender in Milwaukee. Cavs. It's interesting that you say the Cavs are pretenders because if the playoffs start today, they'll be playing the Indiana Pacers, in which I would give the edge to the Cavaliers to win in 6. The Knicks and Magic, boy, that'll be the playoff series for the first. I'm not missing the game. I'm not missing a dribble of that.
The Knicks play playoff basketball from the start of the season.
But again, I hate to harbor on to this one person. I do not trust Julius Randle in the 7-game series.
Mm-hmm. I get that. That's valid. That's valid.
But Brunson showed me multiple times. Get the hell out the way, Julius. Go stand in the goddamn corner somewhere. I'm going to go get 50. He did it to us. He did it in Dallas. He showed me multiple times he could get it done in a playoff setting, and he could be unguardable. So, boom, that could offset Randle. And I think Magic is too young. They look hungry. Paulo is him. I think he could be a future MVP contender. Granted, he gets more attention, which is absurd because he's a baller. There goes that small market beef again. But yeah, I probably would choose the Knicks maybe in 6 or 7, bro. That's how good I think the Magic are. Pacers, we already went over the Pacers. The Heat, I think we could beat the Bucks if we get a 7 seed. I just do. I think we could beat the Bucks.
Yeah. In 6.
Yeah. Sixers is just, that's not gonna happen because Embiid's not there. I don't think he should even come back this season. Rest up. You're not gonna get your accolades anyways. Just mail it in. See what the front office is doing. Don't come back, bro. Don't do it. And then the Bulls and Hawks. Let's never discuss them on this pod for this season. So yeah, that's my contenders and pretenders. This is where it gets real interesting because it's a dog fight in the West. Who are your contenders and pretenders in the West?
OKC.
I got it up right now. Okay.
OKC.
They're the 2 seed. You know, Denver got the 1 seed now, right?
Oh yeah, they just took it. Denver. Yep. I mean, Denver is contenders, obviously.
Right, for sure. What are the champions? So
OKC. I don't want to say pretenders because it sounds disrespectful.
It's not disrespectful. None of them has proven anything.
Just the words pretenders sounds because I feel like when I say contenders, I'm not saying contending for a chip. I'm saying they're going to be, when they get in the playoffs, they ain't gonna fold. And I feel it's a difference between losing and folding. You know
Respectfully, I mean? That's facts.
And so I don't think that OKC is gonna fold. I just think they're gonna lose just off of inexperience. And there's certain mismatches for them that they may or may not be trying to avoid. Like if they find themselves in a first round series with the Lakers, you can pack that up. Lakers going to second round in
What about
5
the
games.
Suns?
5 games, probably a sweep.
The Suns?
No, the Thunder.
No, I'm saying if the Suns play the Thunder, who you
Suns
got?
play the Thunder. Suns is beating them.
Okay.
Suns is beating them, but it's not. It's probably honest. It'll probably be 6 games.
Yeah.
Probably be 6 games. Because I can see, because even though Frank Vogel is there with the Suns ain't the Suns ain't defending at a level that you would expect a Frank Vogel team to coach.
I don't think they have the personnel to do so.
If they don't. But I've seen possessions where they really got to it defensively, but it's not like that. Yeah,
you can't expect a team. No disrespect to this player, Nurkic is a nice defender. He's defended well back in the Trailblazer days, but is he? Are you trusting him to anchor a defense? I don't. KD is 35, coming off an Achilles injury. He's mainly trying to focus on offense and get shots up. D-Book can show you flashes. Bill has never been a defender. And that's 4 out of your 5 starters. Grayson Allen's going to get to it because he's always gotten to it since Duke. Mm-hmm. But that's it.
Yeah. But they'll beat the Thunder. You know what I mean? Aside from that, like, bro, like Denver's contenders.
Yeah.
Thunder.
Timberwolves.
Timberwolves are pretenders.
Okay. They'll be going up against the Kings if the playoffs start today.
The Timberwolves are pretenders, but the Timberwolves, I like the Timberwolves squad though. Like their roster is good. Chris Finch is fine. But I just think that they're pretenders. I don't think that they could very well lose in the first round. The Clippers, they're pretenders too.
I remember that one clip he posted, and I'm looking correct on both. Let me gloat. I remember, I think in January. You asked me about Tyler Hero. I said, Tyler Hero reminds me of the Clippers. They're looking good now, which at the time of the pod, they were. They were looking phenomenal. I said, this is great right now, but show me what's going to go on in April. Sure enough, both Tyler Hero, injured. You can't defend yourself if you're injured. And the Clippers are 1-6 against 500 teams in their last 7 games. So, yeah, I would have to agree. And Westbrook is gone.
Yeah, man.
I don't know when he's coming
I think
back.
it's just the personnel. Like, they're not as deep as people think.
No.
Like, they're deep in terms of wing power or just like guys that can play their role at an exceptional level, but
Right.
But their personnel is just not cracked up to what people think it is.
Facts. So, yeah, they'll be playing the Pelicans if the playoffs start today, in which the Pelicans just won last night. Zion Williamson dropped 34. Again, looking in a lot better shape. That'll be a hell of a 7-game series. I'll be tapping
That would be a
for sure.
very
That
good
4-5.
7-game series, and I think that series would probably go to 7.
I agree.
And I got the Pels. I got the Pels coming out of that though.
Pels in 7?
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to it. It looked like they had zero, and I mean absolutely zero answer for Zion. Zubac is not a shot blocker, and they don't have 0 shot blockers coming off the bench. Daniel Tice is 6'8".
Yo, what's up with Zion? Zion's having a pretty good season, huh?
He hooping. But nobody's talking about it. Small market and the narrative around him, bro.
You already know what happened. You know the reason why.
Yeah.
Mariah Mills finally got tape put over her mouth. She ain't say nothing.
With the Black Suburbans, man.
Bruh, I think Mariah Mills figured out that whatever she was doing wasn't working, and at that point, you just started seeing TikToks of her just walking aimlessly in the street.
Yeah, fast.
But you know what she was doing while she was doing that?
What? Tatting her face with Zion?
No, staying quiet like how she should be. Be quiet. Be quiet. You didn't have to do none of that.
None.
You know what I mean? And she kept going over and over and over.
Weeks.
And for weeks.
Literally weeks.
For probably a good month, and it didn't go nowhere.
Nowhere. None.
And now the man is hooping, and now you see him taking photos with his baby mom / girlfriend. Big smile on his face. He's looking in shape.
In shape, bro.
He's finally looking in shape.
I would want him to win, because win at least the first round, because it'll now catapult him into seeing what can happen if he buys in. Mm-hmm. And now imagine if Zion comes back with the Duke body.
Oh,
the Duke physique Zion was the perfect fit. All of this, he needs to lose a bunch of weight, is nonsense. He gets around 260, maybe 255, depending on how strong he feels. It'll be perfect for him. Man. And he'll kill.
And mentally he just looks a lot more focused, and
right.
He looks less stressed.
Well, it's a lot less hoopla, you know. It was a lot of attention on him, and then it just, like I said, with Minnesota and OKC and all these other young led teams, you forget Zion, you know, because he's right there with Brandon Ingram, and Brandon Ingram made it, but Zion didn't. He just got to put his head down and hoop, you know, with not a lot of immediate attention. And him being from South Carolina, I don't think he's just used to the spotlight, you know. We have to factor in that LeBron is an anomaly. He was a world-famous athlete at 16 years old. Some of these people are not used to this media attention. Another guy who was famous at a very young age, who I see in the media a lot, is Victor Wembanyama. I have zero concern about him having the spotlight on him. And he's in the perfect place to where the spotlight is going to be on him, but it's not going to be on it too much because he plays in San Antonio. But you could tell he's been media trained, and you could tell he's been around some OGs in France for a long time because of the way he talks. And this is his second language. So I know he's a sharp guy, and he's, you know, certain guys just not used to the spotlight, you know? Yeah. Certain guys like being a small fish, you know what I mean? A big fish in a small pond.
This is what we've been wanting from Zion. Like, this is the type of player you want from Zion. You know what I mean? Like, you want him to be locked in. You don't really want too much to be around his name outside of, like, yo, he's locked in, he's doing his thing. Right. You know what I mean? And he's dominating. And right now, what, he already played 55 games.
Wow. So he's on pace to get 65.
Yeah.
He might sneak it in because a lot of guys are going to be disqualified. He might sneak an All-NBA in, maybe a third team. You never know.
That's amazing so far. Averaging 22.5 points, 5 assists, and almost a full 6 rebounds a game.
Right.
Like, that's great. Like, that is really, you want those type of numbers. You know what I mean? You want if he can get that the free throws up, but hey, bro, listen, you on the court, that's a start. Mm-hmm. That's a start. You know what I mean? I do, and speaking of injuries, what's up with these season-ending injuries, yo? Like, just randomly. Sengun. Yeah. Well, see, but Sengun is not out for the. Well, is he out? I mean, they're keeping him out for the season.
No,
right?
they called him out. He done.
Yeah. Because I mean, they're gonna miss the plan anyway because of that.
11. Now I don't think they're gonna move from 11. So.
Yeah, I mean, well, they probably will now that Sengun is gone, because now they don't really have like any front court. Yeah. Really. So you know, Steven Adams.
3.5 games behind the Warriors. There's no way that's happening.
Yeah, that's over with. But even with the man, I think Houston is going to be a dark horse team in the offseason. They'll probably make a couple moves, but
for sure.
These season-ending injuries are crazy. Benedict Mathurin, he tore his shoulder. Right. Obviously, you got Alfred Sengun. You got
I don't know if Cat is coming back. I think they marked him as indefinitely. Which is why.
I mean? No. I think
Pretender. I'm like,
Cat is
done. They don't got their second best player. So,
Cat is done.
Hey,
Cat, just pack it up, bro.
Yeah.
You tore your MCL, bro. Just pack it up. It's all right. And I think Minnesota has some of the best front court depth in the league. You can sit down.
Reed is a dog, boy. Nas Reed, that boy, a dog.
Does Nas Reed ever miss?
Nah. He was, bro. I'm watching him against y'all. I'm like, who's Cat?
I wanted Nas Reed as a Laker dog, and we was close to getting him, Bro, Nas
Yo,
Reed, every time Nas Reed put up a three, I just think that he's gonna make it.
1,000%.
And he be
Nah, he's not.
cashing it
He's a
too.
dog.
He be
He a dog.
cashing. Like no
Yeah.
no no rim, just straight
Yeah. Yeah.
every time.
He a dog. He a dog. I think they'll be all right. It's gonna come down to Ant-Man. It's gonna come down to Ant-Man to lead that team. The playoffs start today. They'll play the Kings. It'll definitely be, it'll be up to Ant. We're gonna see what he's made of. He's around that 22 age where you start to see exactly what you're gonna get out of said player. Not to say that's the end all be all for him, but you kind of start getting a feel for what you're gonna be in the future. And I think Ant is a dog, but is it gonna be enough?
I think if Minnesota and Sac was to go up against each other in the playoffs, I think Minnesota will win, but it's mainly because
be a fight,
of
though.
their depth.
It's gonna be a fight though.
I just think that their depth is just better. They have just bigger guys that can do damn near the same thing that they need to do. And so with the Kings are good. The Kings are Mike Brown is still coaching his ass off of that team.
Right.
I just don't think that they have the bodies like that to go up against Minnesota.
I agree. Yeah, I'll probably have Minnie in 3. Minnie in I said Minnie in 3. They will not sweep them. Minnie in 5 is what I would say.
You got Minnie in 5 against that?
In 5.
Word? At 5?
I think De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis will get you one, but I think Sabonis would be limited in what he can do because of said bodies. You have a multiple-time defensive player in Gobert. You have Jaden McDaniels. Surprising, he's 6'11". I can put him on Sabonis. You know what I mean? I also have a Nas Reed. You know what I mean? That's 3 bodies I could throw at Sabonis. And,
not for nothing. Hey, let me tell you something. If anybody don't know, watch out. Luka Garza. There's a center that Minnesota has. I think he's a rookie.
Luka Garza?
His name is Luka Garza. Man. Oh, my goodness. Luka, Mr. Garza, if you ever decide to leave Minnesota, or if you hear your agent tell you that Minnesota's looking to trade you or anything, please, Rob Pelinka, please. When I say this dude is a dog, I'm talking about a real
makes
dog.
sense. He from Bosnia.
Bruh, let me tell you something.
telling folk, like, when you come from overseas trenches, it's different.
Bruh.
It's not America trenches. Overseas
Luka
trenches
Garza
is different.
Is literally the center that, like, because I don't know exactly where he's from. But
Bosnia. He played for the Pistons first, and then the last 2 seasons he spent with the Timberwolves.
Man.
But he's from Bosnia.
Bosnia, man, bruh. When I say a dog, and this dude can pass, he can shoot, everything. He's fat. He's pretty fast. He can jump. Like, this dude, Mr. Garza. If you ever leave Minnesota, please, Rob Pelinka. You will love to play next to AD. I promise you, y'all will be 2 of the craziest center duos, power forward duos, front court duos in the league. Please. Oh my goodness. I watched this kid in summer league tear it up, not summer league, in preseason tear it up, and even in regular season games when he gets in tear it up, man. Oh, this dude here, man, like he's the truth. I ain't gonna lie to you. He's the truth. And he's a dog too. Like, he don't care.
Right.
He don't care. Oh, man.
Say less.
Mr. Garza, please. Lakers. Telling you. Lakers.
Oh, man.
Let's move over to real talk. So, we got the Heat. The Heat is doing whatever they're doing. You know, from now on, we're going to start just letting real talk just be Miami talk for the most part. What are you
Say
seeing with
less.
the Heat? How are you feeling now? And also, what the hell is Eric Spoelstra doing with DeLon Wright?
I don't know why you got him in the doghouse. Bo sometimes go through these motions with certain players, and I've tried to figure out why. I tried to see if UD would leak it out with the pod that he has with Mike Miller to no avail. I've tried to listen in press conferences to see exactly what could cause this. I don't know. It could be something as simple as you back talking, or I don't know. But he has him in the doghouse. We're seeing Patty Mills minutes more so than DeLon Wright in 2024, which is something I did not have on my bingo card. Now, I call him Patty a bum. He's a champion, and he's an international entity. But DeLon Wright is a dog, and he's young, and he wants to defend, and defense is our identity. And for some reason, I don't know why he's in the doghouse. For our last 10 games, we are 500, but we were just on a 4-game losing streak. We couldn't close against Dallas. We lost against the lowly Washington Wizards. Jimmy is in the press conference saying that he's always going to go for a 3, which is extremely irresponsible on his part to let the entire league know that I'm never trying to go to overtime. Very irresponsible. If you're my teammate, I'm calling you out on that. And who is checking Jimmy at this point in time? UD put hands and feet on him. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to UD because he big UD down here. I don't see Bam checking him. I don't think that's on his. Even though he's the captain, I don't see him doing that. Spo will coach you his way all the time. But is he going to call Jimmy out on his nonsense? Because at certain times, we're on the East Coast, and I know you usually tap in for the Lakers. I don't know if you've been seeing what I've been seeing, but Jimmy looks completely disinterested in some
Absolutely.
games.
Come on now.
And he
Of
looks
course
like
I've
the
been
forfeit.
seeing that.
He's letting other guys cook, and he looks like he doesn't want to be on the court. And then another game, he goes and he gets 30. And then the next game, he gets me 15. And then the next game, he might give me 14. And then the next game, he might give me 27. And this is why certain conversations we can't have when it comes to you and your legacy, because you show up when it's time to show up, which you should do. But damn it, sometimes I may need you in February against the Jazz. But damn it, sometimes I might need you in January against Portland Trail Blazers, even though they tanking. I might need you. Yeah, they might call you stat padding. But that's just what you should do as a number one guy. That's your responsibility. We pay you the big bucks to show up every time. Yeah, of course, it's not possible unless you're one of the all-time greats to show up every single night. We just spoke about LeBron looking absolutely aloof, and we're talking about the 40,000-point scorer, LeBron. Yeah, it's just not humanly possible for you to be locked into every game. But damn it, it's like once every 2 weeks. You like a paycheck now. You a paycheck. Once every 2 weeks. Yeah, Jimmy, you a paycheck now. What's going on? And we're losing against lowly teams. The body language doesn't look correct sometimes. Some of the lineups, I'm like, Spo, you sure you want to do this? And sure enough, the team goes on a run, and everybody's raving. Yeah, bro, they're prepped to make. They can give Celtics a run. I don't think so. Milwaukee, yeah, because you got Doc Rivers as your coach. But the Celtics, nah, I don't think. Nah. Well, what I'm seeing right now is on March 16th, we're a first-round exit for sure. Yeah, we a first-round exit for sure. And right now, if the playoffs were to start, we would be playing the Bucks. But that's to say if we win the play-in. Are we confident against the 76ers? This is where we are right now. I'm debating an Embiid-less 76ers team if we could beat them. That's how low we look right now. Debating. Because we either get a big lead and somebody like Tobias Harris goes off for a 10-0 run, not calling you a scrub because, you pay your check for a reason, and we give up the game, or we look disinterested the entire game, and then the fourth quarter comes, you try to make a surge, and you fall short because you didn't do your homework early. So now I don't know what to think. Yeah. So when we say contenders and pretenders, we are 1,000% up a pretender. For sure. Got zero faith. We were celebrating winning against the Detroit Pistons last night. What are we talking about here? The Detroit Pistons are 12-54, and we're celebrating like they're a championship team we just beat. What is this nonsense on my timeline? Really? We stink. And unless Jimmy Butler wakes his ass up, unless Coach Spo grabs him by the collar like he did a season ago and said, tighten up, but he had UD there with him to back him up. Bam, are you willing to do that? I don't think so. Doesn't look like you're seeing your moxie or makeup. There's nothing wrong with that. But we need one of them guys right now. And we don't got it. So it's just a recipe for disaster. I don't like Jimmy Butler's attitude on the court right now. We'll see how he looks in a month because, he wants to wake up when it's April, but doesn't give me nothing in January. We celebrated winning against the Detroit Pistons, bro. What are we doing, Heat? Oh, and before I get out of here, I know we talked about him earlier. I don't want to see Tyler Hero wearing no Heat jersey no more, dog. Your time is up, man. You are who you are. You in year 5.
There it goes.
You're hurt or you're underperforming.
There it goes.
Bye. Yikes. It's time for you to go. Duncan Robinson is on pace to be the fastest dude to 1,000 threes. At least I know he's going to snipe something. And he's going to show up available. You be shooting terrible sometimes. Or you're hurt. Or you look like our second best player. Or you're hurt. Yeah. You got to go, gang. It's hot. You had a great time here. And I know you've been battling trade rumors, and this season, to start, you looked great. And then before you got hurt, you looked like you were just shot chucking and lollygagging defensively, and you couldn't finish around the rim. You got to go, bro. You are who you are. This is year 4 or 5. I think 5 because he was a rookie during the bubble, and we're going on, this is 2024, so this is year 5. It's time for you to go, bro. Time for you to go. Gotta get a piece that's willing to be ready to win right now. Don't know where that piece is. Mickey, Pat, get it done. Tyler, you gotta go. That's my last sentence of real talk. Tyler gotta go.
You heard the man, I guess. you went crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you, but that's it, man. Well, I guess we'll leave it right there. We'll let that breathe. And hopefully Tyler will hear it and tighten up at some point. You know what I mean? Well, we appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe where you hear and or see the podcast. And follow us on social media at MediaDen _ at YoungRilla at RealHoops _. And we'll talk to y'all next week with more hoops. Peace.